We are live. So, the mission, Decred today, we're going to start a new live stream, one that's community driven, one that puts Decred products in front of the users. It should be interesting, it should be exciting, and the mission is to try and do it every Monday, or at least as many Mondays as humanly possible. Before we get into it, I've got a nice little intro. You might want to turn your volume down for this. I'm not sure how well the sound's going to come across, but let's give this a go. Here we go. The sound blew my ears off a little bit, but that's fine. So the main mission here is that Decred has built some fantastic products. We've got Decrediton, which is an absolute amazing wallet. We've got DCR Data, which is one of the better block explorers that I've seen in the space. We've got Bison Relay, which is our comms, and we've got DCRDEX, which is this peer-to-peer decentralized exchange. One of the main problems we have is we can talk about this stuff all we want, but until you put it in the hands of users, until you show them, look, this is it in real time, it becomes a bit, it becomes a bit unbelievable. So that's kind of the mission here, is to kind of introduce Decred and say, look, this is where we're at with this stuff. This stuff actually works, and this is where we're at. The next mission on top of that is to get people on the show to actually talk about their experiences, maybe on board. I probably won't do the onboarding live, but certainly want to talk about the experience of getting them to that point where they're using Bison Relay or they're using DCRDEX. Now, deliberately today, we won't be doing DCRDEX. It's been hinted at over the next, hopefully, few weeks, we will get the version 1 Bison Wallet. So it doesn't make much sense at this particular moment to kind of show you DCRDEX 0.6 and then kind of go through all that and then have to redo that. But we will start that onboarding session. We're going to try and do live trades, which should be really interesting. So I'll put some my own money up and I'll do some trades. I'll probably lose a bunch, but just to give people a chance to try that. And also with Bison Relay, which we're going to look at today, I'm going to be doing live tipping for anyone that adds a comment. While we're here, I'm going to chuck up some tips. I'm going to tip you for your efforts. And if you want to come on the show as well, I'm going to tip you for that. We could probably even do an on-chain transaction to show you how that works in Bison Relay as well. The most important thing to illustrate is all this stuff is peer-to-peer. When you're running Bison Relay, when you're running DCRDEX, you are doing it from your computer. You're doing it in a way that's completely permissionless and peer-to-peer. And in this particular space, that is so hard to believe. And a lot of people kind of, when I talk about this stuff, they go, you're telling fibs, you're lying to me. That doesn't work. So that's the mission of Decred today, is to show you guys where we're at. We'll also do a bit of news. We might even touch on a bit of price if there's a need for that and people want to see my thoughts on price, which maybe I'm not the best person. I'm not a financial advisor and all the rest of it. So we'll see. Let's give this a go then. So let's start. We'll start by looking at DCRDEX. There's a few interesting things happening. DCR data. There's a few interesting things happening on chain today. So we'll go into some of that, and we'll go into some of the reasoning behind it. We'll also look at my Twitter feed, and we'll look at some prominent posts from this week, of which there has been quite a few. So let me add my screen to the stage. Hopefully you guys can all see that. And once again, if you're having audio problems, if you can't hear me, or if there's anything you want to comment on, obviously chuck me a comment, and I'll try and improve as we go through. Go back to that one. So this is DCR data. Like I said, this is Decred's Block Explorer, and you can literally get every bit of information you could possibly want from this. It's probably for those that are introducing themselves to Decred, it's probably worth kind of explaining what Decred is. So the whole mission with Decred is the founders loved Bitcoin. There's no ifs or buts. Bitcoin was a massive changing factor that kind of drove this market on, and it's one of these things that people wanted to build on. People wanted this stuff to succeed, and then they started seeing things that could be improved on. And unfortunately, with Bitcoin, it doesn't tend to go down that route. When things get seen to things want to happen. It doesn't seem to happen. So that's where Decred was born, really. It still has a lot of the fundamentals that Bitcoin has, including the 21 million coins maximum supply. So as the supply comes to its finite end, the aim is that this stuff will become more valuable. And obviously, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, and anything I say here is completely my own views. But that is the main mission. When you have a sound money of 21 million or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden the supply runs out or it reduces, you start to get these factors that start to kick in. And one of the biggest things that people have complained about Bitcoin, about Decred, sorry, is that the price doesn't seem to be going up. Even in this what is now is its 8th year of running live without any single problems. It's never faltered once. In 8 years of running, you can still purchase a Decred for about $13, which is absolutely amazing. So some of the things that were improved on, or at least the aim was to improve on, was the idea that there was a place for proof of stake. Both proof of work and proof of stake individually, they're kind of quirky in the fact that they're very, very good, but there are certain issues. And the idea is if you have a hybrid proof of stake, hybrid proof of work, is that they can mitigate each other. And that's what we have here. Is we have a proof of stake where the coin holders get to say how they want the project to evolve, what happens next on the platform. They also get to validate each and every block, which is absolutely amazing. So you can see this in DCR data. So the first thing I look at on this right hand side is the voting, and you can see what a ticket is worth. If you want to vote on consensus changes, on treasury spends, on voting whether a block is valid or not, you have to put your money, your Decred, down to actually buy a ticket. And it's the ticket that gets to vote. And once it gets to vote, that's when you earn your reward. So both proof of stake and proof of work both get a reward for doing a job on chain. So at this current point, if you want to buy a Decred ticket, it's going to cost you roughly $3,000 or 240 DCR. It should also be noted that because the coin supply is limited, so are the tickets. Roughly 41,000 tickets. That's all there will ever be. So if you're thinking about buying into Decred, you can say, yeah, okay, I just want to buy one Decred. That's absolutely fine. But if you want to take it one extra step, you really do have to start thinking about the ticket prices. Or buying a ticket so you can have your vote on proposals and things like that. So that's basically where it's at. Now, like I said before, we are a very low price indicator. Like say, it's about $13. And here it is down here, look, $13.20. 8 years into the project that you can still buy a Decred for, which is absolutely insane. Now we've got 21 million maximum supply, and you can see that we're already at the 16 million mark. By the time we get to 2026, this will be at 18 million. And obviously then we'll start to see the tail end of this, which is your opportunity. If you feel the same way that I do about Decred, you can't help but see this as a massive opportunity. You've got roughly less than 5 million coins left to kind of be minted or mined. And then everything starts to kind of come into fruition. And you only really have the next 2 years before that rarity starts to kick in. Now, if we scroll back up to the voting, you can already see that there's something not quite right, because almost 10 million of Decred's coins out of the 16 million are actually being staked, which means they're locked up. They can't be traded. They can't be moved. They're locked. So you've got 10 million coins there that can't be moved. So even with this factor, you can see that there's only 6 million coins that are kind of in existence that can actually be traded or whatever. And then if you look at the treasury, there's another almost a million DCR in the treasury that are locked up. So basically 11 million that are locked up doing work for the actual project. Yet another reason I call shenanigans a little bit, because out of 4 million coins, it's not going to take that much to kind of push it to the next level, which is something that I'm very, very interested about. So the next thing we can look at here is, and we're quite lucky actually, is to over this week, we actually got a treasury spend going on. Now, all this money that's in the treasury, this 884,000 DCR, is a decentralized treasury. It's a layer 1 decentralized treasury, and it can't be spent. So you basically got two keys. The first key is the key that authorizes a vote, and the second key is the actual vote itself. So up to 10,000 tickets can vote on whether to spend money from the treasury each month. So let's have a look at that. So if we head over to the mempool, you'll see that there's a vote happening right now. So the treasury spend is this one here, and it's been in the pool for 3 days. Now, if we click into this, you can actually see the vote happening. So this money, the money that's kind of up for voting, which is 4,000 decred or $53,000, can't be spent, can't leave the treasury until the vote passes. So we've got this quorum, which I think is 60% yes votes, but a quorum of it's yeah, there it is. To reach the quorum, otherwise it just gets rejected. 3,456 votes are needed fully, which is really, really interesting when you think about that. This is kind of like a multi-sig where over 10,000 people are getting to vote over the next 14 days on whether to approve this T-spend. And as we scroll down, you can see here's the T-spend that's coming out, and here's all the occupants that it's going to. To my knowledge, Decred is one of the most decentralized treasuries out there, and it's actually such a fantastic system. It blows me away actually. There's more we can go into on DCR data, and if you want to see more, we can go into that into lots and lots of depth. Once again, if you've got a question, ask away, and that's what I'm here for. I think we've got one. Let's have a little look. Dark mode on the Explorer. Yeah, you can do dark mode on the Explorer. It hurts my eyes actually. I can't see everything properly, so apologies for doing it in white mode. But yeah, or I don't know, non-dark mode. Let's have a look at some other stuff. So we did an interview with Jake 2 weeks back, or just over a week ago, about the future of Decred, and he did say something, because as many of you will know, Decred 2 is now out. Everything that's possible on a layer 1 platform has now been built. We've literally decentralized and made everything we can possibly do on the layer 1 possible. Now, what one thing that Jake alluded to, and I'll let him say this, and then I'll kind of reiterate it. But let's head on over to this page and press play. Hopefully, you guys can hear this. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this. Sod's law. Here we go. you know, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that actually blows me away. The fact that we've got to this point in our ecosystem, 8 years in of it being live, and we're at the point now we're saying, right, what can basically happen on layer 1 is there, is complete. But if we want to find more functionality, we have to do it on layer 2. And there's a few really good reasons for this. There's a few really good reasons for this, and one of them is if you want to remain a peer-to-peer network, you have to keep everything as small as possible, and layer 2s allow you to do that. And I mean, I allude to the Lightning Network quite a lot in what I'm doing, but I love the way that it can scale. I love the way that, you know, you might be able to do a few thousand transactions over the course of a month, and once you close those channels, you've effectively closed it down to one. And one transaction, and this idea that the idea of a state machine where it literally just keeps the up-to-date balance, and it just kind of wipes everything out up before that, is really beneficial for kind of layer two stuff, which I'm really interested in. But just to recap then, so what has Decred done to actually say, hey, the layer one is complete? So we obviously have governance. We can vote on anything we want. We can vote on proposals. So if you want to work for the Treasury, you can put up a proposal and you can work for the Treasury. We can vote on consensus upgrade. So when we want to upgrade the layer one to make it a bit more functional or do something slightly different or add those scripts that Jake alluded to, then, you know, we can actually vote on that. And it's the coin holders that say yes or no. And we can also vote on the Treasury spend. So none of that money leaves the Treasury unless the stakeholders say, hey, that's great. Another thing that's just been added is the peer-to-peer privacy mixing, which is absolutely amazing. So you just open Decrediton and there it is, the peer-to-peer mixing, all in one place. You've not got any more any more centralized servers running the coordination. It's all done within your wallet. Yeah, I mean, this stuff actually blows me away. How good this is, how good this is, and how far it's come. Before I go on any further, because I want to go over to Bison Relay, and kind of want to encourage you guys, if anyone's watching, I think we've got 2 people watching at the moment. I want to encourage you guys to come on over there. You know, send me a comment if you've already connected. If you haven't, I'll walk you through Bison Relay in a moment. But if you're already on Bison Relay, obviously send us a message. It'd be great to hear from you, and I'll send you a tip. So all of these things on layer one are done, and we're moving on to this layer two. And layer two is going to be basically where we're going to be building our shop, so we can have these fast transactions that settle in almost instantly, as I'll show you in a second. We're also going to have where they're almost feeless, even in terms of mining, where it costs you a single atom to kind of push this thing through. I'm going to bring up a clip I was doing this week to basically show you what the Decrediton wallet looks like. In future weeks, I will actually add, I will bring up a Decrediton and I'll start walking through how that works as well. But for now, let's just show you what I was working on this week, and you can see all the things that are available in Decrediton today. So this is the major overview. On that left-hand side, you can see Lightning transactions, governance, staking, privacy, and the DEX, all of which is fully functional. It's absolutely amazing. Fantastic. Okay, before I leave this screen, there was a few other things that I've kind of brought up for news things. We've got, oh, Big Dog said there's no sound. Oh, that would be disappointing if you guys can't hear me. Hold on 2 seconds. Apologies for this. First time of doing it alone. Normally we do a pre thing to kind of test all this stuff out. No, all looks okay. So I guess you're alluding to Jake's thing. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's gutting. Oh, never mind. So, as many of you may have heard this week, we had this massive outage of tech from around the world. A company called CloudStrike pushed an update to the Windows platform, or at least their security patches, and literally took down billions of computers, grounded things like airplanes and things like that. And I thought this was quite funny. First day at CrowdStrike, I'm going to take the afternoon off now. I've pushed this upgrade, and I also liked Joel Venezuela's or the Desert Links take on it, you know. And this is why we are trying our best to build decentralized products. We're trying our best to kind of say, look, we probably can't fix everything, but the things that we can fix, you probably need to kind of at least hedge so that you're not all in. If you've got all of your finances on a digital machine that can break just like that, and you can lose access to, you know, things are likely to go wrong at some point in the future. So we just need to make sure that we are doing these things. And it's another reason why Decred exists. It's another reason why Decred is here. And we're doing what we're doing and making everything peer to peer. So I thought that was quite a good take. So yeah, CloudStrike going down and taking the Windows platform with it. I mean, I don't think it took too long to fix. I think it was less than 24 hours. It went down on Friday, and I think Friday morning here, and by the time it got to Friday afternoon, I think it was pretty much in, or at least most places were back. Another thing that people would be interested to hear about is Craig Wright has had to post a legal notice on all of his platforms now, basically saying that he is not Satoshi. He's been suing people for many years now, from what I can remember, and shutting people down whenever they dispute his claims or when they post the the Bitcoin white paper. So that was quite interesting. He does say here that he's going to fight it and appeal it, but at this particular moment, I'm okay to say that he is not, or at least by a court in England, he has not been deemed to be Satoshi. So that nonsense of him wanting to be Satoshi is pretty much over, which is yeah, an absolute bonus. Before we go on to the other stuff about DCRDEX, let's head on over to Bison Relay. Like I said, the main mission with Decred today, this episode, is to get together every Monday and I'll walk you through what's happening on all of these platforms. And one of the most exciting things at the moment is Bison Relay, our first kind of endeavor into layer 2. So if I just stop streaming that one for a second and I'll bring up the other one, just bear with me. I can only stream one at a time, unfortunately. I'll try and get a switcher in future weeks, so this makes this a bit more streamlined. And we'll bring up Bison Relay so you guys can see what this is all about, and I can walk you through what Bison Relay is all about and why we're kind of getting pretty excited about it, actually. So we're currently looking at the chat section, and the whole idea is it's privacy communications. So I mean, I don't want to say it's rebuilding the internet, but it kind of is building a lot of that key infrastructure, but it's building it in a private way. When a lot of people join Bison Relay for the first time, this whole area is completely empty, and it can be quite frustrating. And they go, well, I can't connect to them, I can't connect with groups, I can't connect with individuals. And it really looks at the internet from a perspective of days of old, where if you wanted to connect with someone, you kind of had to get an invite to connect with them, and once that started, you then got invited to more and more things. I mean, I've just got a short list of the people I contact here quite a bit, but if I head over to my address page, you can see that there's actually quite a few people on Bison Relay, on and off. I can send them a message and they can pick it up whenever they want within a 30-day period. There is a server that kind of holds these messages for up to 30 days. But you can see there's actually quite a lot of people there that are actually already using Bison Relay. And it's quite nice that I don't have to see them all. When I've got active conversations going, I just see the ones that I'm in. And the ones that I've got the GC next to them basically means there's a lot more people in that group. For this particular show, I've just started a group called Decred Today. So in future weeks, if you post a comment here, what I'm going to try and do is obviously give you guys a tip live as we do it. And it's really, really simple. It's one of the most awesome things about Bison Relay is the tipping stuff. So for instance, if I come back to trading, I scroll up, try and find a user where it says M. This is actually coordinating with other platforms. So this is our Matrix platform. It can also communicate with Telegram as well. Maybe that wasn't the best one to do. Just try this one. There we go. So for instance, if I wanted to tip Dave, I could just click on Dave's name and I could say pay tip, and then I can choose how much I want to give him. So I just say like 0.001, and then I can say pay. And that happens in a matter of seconds, which is absolutely great. If I head on over to my conversation with Dave now, you can see he's got a tip. I won't open this because there's some stuff we're talking about that probably isn't appropriate for this channel. But that happened instantly. And the fact that he's got a dot next to his name, you can see that that I've given him a tip. It happened instantly, and that was absolutely fantastic. One of the best things about Bison Relay is just being able to tip various people really, really quickly. We've also got this one here, which is Oprah Bot, which is a tipping bot. So every time you do a post, she tips you. You do have to be online to receive the tip. So after you've made your post, you need to leave the platform on for a few minutes just to make sure the tip goes through. So for instance, yesterday I sent out a post here. So this is the news feed. This is like the social media area. And if you want to kind of put your thoughts up, if you want to comment towards other people's, you can. So I did some renders yesterday, the one I just showed you actually. And you can see, I'm quite proud of this. So I just put it up here. Hey, look, I've done this. And if people wanted to comment, all these people here have seen this post and read through it. Obviously, they've liked it on Twitter, which is quite cool. But if they wanted to comment on here, Oprah Bot would give you a tip for that, which is quite cool. Then Tiver's got one about storyboard thing. Jake's, if you want to talk to Jake and read through his posts, he's absolutely got loads on here, which is great. Dave always puts some great stuff on here for technical overviews. Like I say, if you want to comment back, you can. If you want to key exchange with people, you can as well. I thought I'd already key exchange with these ones, but I'll just do that now. So basically now I can key exchange these people. It's just a really nice way of finding more people. So that's quite nice. There's also a content management page. So if you want to upload content, you can. If you want to share content, you can. I'm not sharing it at the moment for some reason. I've still got these ones here that don't want to kind of upload or download, but it's there. You can share it, and you can actually, if people want to buy that content off you and download it, you can actually set costs for it as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And then in the pages, we've got private pages and marketplaces and stores. You do have to connect them. So for instance, if one of these people had a store, I'd come into it. So for instance, I won't open this, but CMS has got a page. So I'd click on this. Sorry, it's the bot that's got a page. So I'd click on this and I'd say view pages. So you can actually just view the page. And then once you click on that, you can actually come over here. So this is where CMS is living now. So if you're a Decred contractor, you'll be invited to the CMS bot and the CMS group. So you can actually talk about your invoices and you can talk about things like that. Let's go back out of this bit. Yeah. And then you've obviously got stores there. So there's lots of really, really cool stuff happening. When you open up Bison Relay, you need to know that this is happening for the majority. It's a peer-to-peer platform. So you're actually opening up DCRD, which is the blockchain, Decred's blockchain, daemon, and you're also opening LND, which is the Lightning Network, and it's all all being done peer-to-peer, which is absolutely amazing. And you can see this. So if we go to the LN management tab, you can actually see, okay, this is my balance overviews. So you can see this is the maximum I can receive on my Lightning channels. This is the maximum I can send on my Lightning channels, and this is my on-chain balance. And it's another interesting thing is Lightning Network, although all the communication is done over, Bison Relay, although all the communication is done over the Lightning Network, it does have on-chain transactions as well. So if you want an on-chain transaction, you can go to your account and you can actually, here it is, sorry, if you go to the on-chain, you can actually send money to whoever you want, just add the address in there, add the amount, and then press send. You can see this has already been happening. I doubt very much that we will get anybody in the Decred Today chat today, so I'll probably come out of this now. But I just want to let you know this here. I'll try and get some more people in. So if you want to participate in Decred Today and you want to add your questions, come here and I'll make sure you guys get a tip. Let's come out by some relay and let's go back to the last few things. So let's stop doing this. And today it was just really about a test, just to show you this stuff. And hopefully this will build the conversation in future weeks and we'll get people on and we can really delve into this stuff and we can kind of start using it and showing how beneficial it is. And once that DCRDEX version 1 happens, it's going to get really interesting. I'm looking forward to doing live trades. So it's not just me talking all the time. You can just see the live trade happened. We can communicate with people that we're actually trading with, which should be really, really interesting. So let's bring up my screen again. It's really annoying having to keep going backwards. There it is. It'd be really nice if I could do two screens, but unfortunately you can only share one screen at a time. So Exus is always doing some great work. And I've said this many times, the Vanguard group is something that if you are avid on social media and you want to work as a social media influencer for Decred, you can do that and get paid for it using Exus's proposal, the Vanguard group. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and it kind of rewards people and it shows people how Decred works and gives you a chance to get involved with the project without having to put up your own proposal. And then going forward in the months to come, you might want to take on more responsibilities and put up your own proposals, which is absolutely amazing. So Exus is the guide to follow if you want to get involved with that. He was having a really interesting discussion with a former Decred member, Checkmate, the other day about people not really wanting to use Bison Wallet because they're not going to want to install this stuff. And it really does. I mean, I should caveat now that Checkmate is full into Bitcoin at this point, and that's his narrative. When he was part of the Decred team, I had a lot of time for him. Actually, a lot of the analytics that he did was really useful for me in the early days, for sure. But moreover, now it kind of it tells you the mindset of a Bitcoiner person. The fact that they won't install software, or they don't think it's a good idea to install software that is peer to peer. And it's like, well, I'm not really sure how else you're going to do it. You know, you could have it on your phone, and you could go to the app store, the walled garden, if you like, and you could do it from there, which is absolutely great. It's very, very convenient, but it does, to a lesser extent, stop being peer-to-peer. You could have it as a browser widget, but as we've seen many times, the security on these widgets do tend to be very, very lax. The idea with Bison Relay, of course, is or not Bison Relay, DCRDEX or Bison Wallet, is that it's a peer-to-peer trading platform or exchange platform or a swap platform. And this is one of the best ways of doing it. You can load it up. You can load it up onto a server like Umbrel, and you can actually run it from a web browser. So if you wanted to have it always running, that is now possible as well. This is what the new version is going to look like. So really looking forward to version 1 or the new release of Bison Wallet, because we are going to have we're going to have USDC Matix pairs, which are going to be absolutely amazing. And it's going to bring a lot of the functionality that we've been desperately missing, like low lot sizes, quick trades, and just give people the chance to try this stuff out really quickly and really easily. If you are one of the people that would like to be onboarded with Bison Wallet on Decred today, and you want to share your views on it, get in touch and we'll set that up, and that'd be absolutely amazing. But you know, this is looking pretty amazing. The one thing that I am very, very much looking forward to is the USDC Matic pairs or Polygon pairs. We've had Ethereum USDC for a long time, but unfortunately Ethereum is pretty expensive to trade on chain with, and that's the other thing with this particular platform is all on chain. You know, everything that happens on chain, it's a swap that either happens or it doesn't, and it's completely peer to peer. And that's the same with Bitcoin. The lot sizes of Bitcoin are 40 DCR, which is probably it is for most people a lot too pricey. It's very pricey. Whereas from what I can see with the USDC pairs, you know, you're basically going to be able to trade a dollar by the looks of it, or maybe a bit more than that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that there'd be much point in trading a dollar, but it looks like you might be able to. Which was that 0.1? No, that's 0.1 DCR. So 20. Well, what is 0.1? Yeah, that's roughly a dollar. Yeah, if that is 0.1 DCR, that is a dollar. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely great. I think we're coming to the end of this. What does it say? Thanks for coming in, Big Dog, and putting some comments up. If you are on Bison Relay, next time I will make sure I tip you for these comments. So please head on over there. And if you're interested in being onboarded, please do. It'd be great to see you guys. Oh, we've got a comment. I'll go back to Bison Relay in a second. I'll send my good friend Official Cryptos a tip in a second. But yeah, thanks for the invites. That's great. So what's your question? Can you search Decred today on Bison Relay and join, or is it invite needed? Well, I can send you an invite. Probably now is probably not the greatest time to do it, but if you want a prepaid invite, I can do that for you as well. So we can actually get you on Bison Relay that way, and you get some Decred at the same time, and you don't need to worry about owning Decred, which is absolutely great. The prepaid invite is currently the best way to get onto Bison Relay, because it does cut down on having to own Decred. It cuts down on having to connect to various people in one go. I can just say, right, you can open up Bison Relay. I can send over the invite. You patch it in, and then you wait 3 on-chain confirmations for the on-chain payment to complete, and then you wait 3 confirmations for each of the Lightning channels. So nine confirmations in total. So you do need to give yourself about 45 minutes of time to onboard. But if that's something you're interested in, I'm more than happy to help you out with that. And it'd be great to see you on there, and it'd be great to give you a tip. Yeah, before we head out then, so let me close this down, and I'm going to send a tip over, and you can see it in real time happen. And we can do this for real this time. It'd be great. So we head to Windows, we head to Bison Relay, and Official Crypto's there. So great video, fantastic. So happy that you guys are watching, and once again, that the whole mission with Decred today is to onboard people. So I know it's me waffling around, but that's what the mission is to get people aware that this stuff exists and to onboard them and start using this stuff. And it's, if you don't use it, obviously, you're missing out on the experience, and you start to kind of free up all of your comms and stuff, and see the real benefits of this stuff. So without further ado, Official Cryptos, if we click on pay tip, and I can say 0.01, and we can pay tip, and you'll see at the click of a button how quick this happens on chain. And by the time I press the button, it gone, it completed, and there you go, that tip has been paid. It's absolutely amazing. What a great system. I should also note that tip cost me 1 atom to send, so it completed almost instantly, and it cost me 1 atom to send. So an atom is 8 decimals, so 0.00000001. So it's the lowest denominator, which is absolutely amazing. If you look here, it's this one here. It's a single one of them. And if you think about the on-chain, transaction, me sending 0.01, the on-chain transaction for that would have been about 2,000 atoms. So I've sent a very small amount of Decred. It completed in less than a second, and it cost me a single atom. It's absolutely amazing when you look at it that way. Let me just check, see if there's anything else. But no, Big Dog, if you want to join and you want a prepaid invite, we can communicate that either on Twitter, or we can, probably Twitter's the best place. So on Twitter, I am Phoenix Green or Decred Society. If you send me a message, I'll get that sorted, and we'll sort out an hour where we're both available, and we'll get you onboarded. And if you want to come on the show, we can sort out some more tips for you there as well. And any comments that you make on Bison Relay in the next show, we'll make sure they are fully rewarded. Once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope it's not just been me ranting away. But that's the mission. The mission is onboard people, show people this stuff working. It is needed, and it might be better in future weeks if I'm not here ranting on my own, and we've got other people in the chat as well, and other people want to join in with this stuff. But if it takes me talking about it and showing you this stuff, then that's what we'll do. Much appreciated. I'm going to put my outro on. Once again, I need to sort the audio out, so you might want to cover your ears. But thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next Monday.